The Horror House is live. It is Thursday. It is Horror House time. I hope our audio is working. It's always a touch and go. Dave, you're as clear as day now. It's amazing. It's like you were waiting for the show to start.
Yeah, I saved the best for last or first or the real thing.
But yeah.
Practice? We talking about practice? The
Oh
fuck
god.
is talking about practice?
Oh, you've did too much audio now. Now you're Bigfoot again. But tonight we are night swimming. We are NFL drafting. One of us is, anyways. The other two are along for the ride. And what a ride it's already been. We'll see where we get. What happens from here. Dave, do you want to tell them your stipulations for the ninth draft?
Yeah. So far in the draft tonight, 2 picks in, I have laughed and I have cried.
Hot
But at
already.
number 9, if my beloved Chicago Bears, if they pick Roma Dunze at number 9, and they may not even have the opportunity to, he could be fucking gone. Fuck you, New England or Arizona or whoever. Fuck you all if you take fucking Roma Dunze.
We'll ban
If
him.
he makes it to number 9 and the Bears take Roma Dunze, I'm going to celebrate the shot of Malort. For those who don't know, I suggest you look up Malort. It is supposed to be one of the most horrible things you can ever put in your mouth, similar to sucking off the family dog. Um,
It's similar.
it is a Swedish liquor made with wormwood and botanicals.
It's the
Um,
wormwood that gets you.
it's the wormwood that gets you. If the Bears do not get Roma Dunze with number 9, I think I will take a shot of Malort to forget about my misery or give me some other misery to focus on temporarily. So, if the live stream goes long enough, if the draft moves along quick enough, because that it could be 2 hours before the number 9 pick comes up. I don't know if we can talk for 2 hours about night swim.
Well,
Um,
life
if
finds a
we
way.
can, if we yeah, we got sports, we got news, we got wrestling. We can talk wrestling. We can talk um, uh, can talk about our favorite porn stars. I don't care. Whatever we want to talk about. I'm along for the ride.
Uh, Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, that said,
I'm gonna put a
we are talking about night swim tonight. 2024. We'll get into that. I think we'll have a pretty decent discussion on night swim. But meantime, how about a little bit of news? There's not a whole lot right now that I was super interested to share, but a little
I
bit.
got a couple things down for us, Chris.
Um, we'll just fire back and forth. Oh, also, here's here before we get started. I don't think I've already shared the socials, but here they are. If you want to follow any of us anywhere or email us, bada bing, there you go. Uh, I'll leave those up there for a minute. Or if you don't have to. We ain't forcing you. But if you join the chat and tell us that you didn't follow like strictly because we shared these, I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you and then I'll unban you and ban you again for being a nuisance. No nuisances. I didn't know I was that hot on nuisances, honestly, but
I didn't. I did not know you felt so strongly about nuisances, Chris. And we've been
it,
doing the show
yeah,
since 2019.
yeah. We've been really in our own bubble until recently, so um
I just came out of COVID isolation for the first time. I did not know Joe Biden was the president.
um somehow,
I
speaking of COVID, that goes into my first news story, which is The Invisible Man 2 is close to happening. Elizabeth Moss says that she feels very good about it, and it's closer than ever to happening. And we are very much intent on continuing the story, which is crazy because I thought it was like off the rails popular, especially early pandemic. That was like one of the only entertainment things it seemed like we had when they were putting the theatrical releases on HBO Max and stuff. That was so cool at the time. And I watched that kind of because they did that, and I'm
Did you
surprised
like it?
there's not a sequel.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you like it?
Yeah,
Jeff, did you watch it?
I have.
Okay, a thumbs up. Okay, that's 3 thumbs up from the horror house. I thought it was pretty good. If we're going to get the
Haley
sequel,
gives it a
I
thumbs up
want
too.
to
Oh,
see.
yeah, Kaylee.
Haley gave us the thumbs up too. So, and
We
she's a
watched it
nurse, so
together.
it's probably a thumbs up the butthole. Um, I I hope
Already?
she is an evil.
Yeah.
I wish you
I
could
hope
hear
she
that when
goes
I
back.
do it. So
I hope she goes crazy with the power.
I'm curious what they
I don't want
are
to see her
thinking.
stay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's much more interesting if she's like at least morally ambiguous. But I'm in. I'm in. I'm on. I like it. I like the fact that it was kind of grounded in reality. It's not just a potion he drinks that makes him fucking invisible. Like
yeah.
this is
I like
some
how it was
real.
updated. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Dave, hold up your right hand. Move over that way like 3 inches, maybe 4. Perfect. Too far. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
We got to be able to see you if you get
As
emotional
you
during this.
will.
Dave, have you seen what is Jaguars? Jacksonville?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Have
Yeah.
you seen their owner Tony Khan today on any kind of draft thing going on?
I have not. I tried to avoid.
Damn.
He's not the worst owner in the NFL, but he's not great.
Yeah, but he got attacked because he's the main guy of AEW.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he runs it, he books it. It's his kind of, but he's
I knew
usually
it was kind of based in Florida promotion.
yeah.
So
They were at the Jacksonville wherever the Jaguars play for all of the pandemic, like the big hairy parts of the pandemic. That's where they did the AEW show. But he's usually a off-screen thing. He's not like Vince McMahon, like authority, whatever. Every now and then he'll do announcements and shit. But last night he got into a little bit of got attacked, and it was awesome. And everybody was like, if he doesn't do the NFL draft tomorrow wearing a neck brace, what is wrestling even for? So I was really hoping that you'd seen him, but
for the brand, man, I will give him. I will move him up the charts as far as owners, like in my ranking. He'll move up if he actually makes an appearance in a fucking neck brace at some point. No
yeah.
explanation. No fucking explanation. I want him to just do an interview after they take their first person and be like,
Yep.
yeah, we took Hingle McCringleberry with the number 22 pick because we need outside leverage when we run the post skinny two.
And he's like adjusted.
And
Doesn't even say anything.
he's in a neck brace the whole time and never says a word. Yes.
I can't
Yes,
believe we've
he
never
will
talked.
move up.
I've known this whole time that he was like the owner. I don't know exactly what the terms are, but
Jacksonville Jaguars is one of the division rivals of the Indianapolis Colts. Oh,
I ain't wearing a
and I
Colts shirt.
like the Colts. I like the Colts, but I'm not.
I
I
defer
will
to you.
not lose any. We will not lose any fans in Indiana when I say fuck Jim Irsay.
Yeah, absolutely. Who?
Everybody
Who
hates
is that guy?
Jim Irsay hates Jim Irsay.
Oh, okay. I know Pat McAfee. Also because of wrestling.
Pat McAfee is the dude, though, man.
Yeah.
So,
Dave, why don't you hit us with some of your horror news that you've curated? Curated? That's not the
all
way
right.
you pronounce that. Curate.
I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with something we mentioned last week. M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap. The trailer, the first official trailer, is out.
Did you watch it?
I gotta say, I'm all fucking in on this.
Okay.
And It has Josh Hartnett. He's going to the concert. It's like a hip hop pop concert with his daughter. He it really reminds me because I've always like Jackie and I have hit at least one concert a year for I don't know how many years. Like we've gone to Ariana Grande, we've gone to Harry Styles, we've gone to Sabrina Carpenter, we've gone to Phoebe Bridgers. So we've gone to some good concerts. We were supposed to go to Tay Tay, and I backed out so she could take her bestie for life, Bailey.
Oh,
So Bailey Applesauce. If you're watching the podcast on the YouTube or on the Twitch tonight, I don't think you're on the Twitch, but if you're on the YouTubes, Bailey Applesauce, this is your call out.
I wasn't hiding
You're
from her. I was
having
trying to like pretend to look like a, but it didn't. It didn't translate. Anyways,
So I'm so in. It just reminds me of me taking Jackie to these concerts and the good time we had. I'm going to be rooting for Josh Hartnett to get out of the stadium, even though he is the serial killer known as the Butcher. And unless there's a Shamalian twist that yeah, but I feel like he's playing it pretty straight with this one. Like twist is that he's the killer. We know what the twist is,
how
and
amazing
then
would it
from there
be
we
if M Night's twist in this movie was there is no twist?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like fuck, do it. Like do it. That way, that'll make your twists that are actually twists feel something.
it'll actually feel like it pays off.
Yeah.
I do think there will be a twist to this. I think that the twist is just going to be, and this is not an independent thought that I'm absolutely stealing this from somebody on the internet. I think the twist is going to be that this movie is going to tie in to the Unbreakable split glass universe. We
Mm,
remember back to Unbreakable, Bruce Willis is a security guard at the stadium. And I think this might be the same stadium.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
there we go.
I know the movies exist. I haven't watched any of them.
What?
No, I mean, I watched
Chris,
Sixth Sense, or not Sixth Sense. What is it? Unbreakable. I've watched Sixth Sense. How
Unbreakable.
does that tie in?
You have to watch Split. Split is the best of the trilogy.
Is it?
Glass fell a little. Yeah.
I like
Oh yeah.
Unbreakable better than Split.
Oh okay.
I don't know who to believe.
I started watching Glass, and
Come on, Jeff. I'm ready for you. I'm ready. I've been
Jeff, don't box a Bigfoot. Don't box a.
Split is better than Glass, but started watching Glass. I don't think I finished Glass yet.
Glass fell a little short, but Split I thought was so good.
Next up. A few weeks ago, we were talking in the news segment about how Cronenberg's daughter has her own movie coming out called Humane. Well, it is. I had some wires fall over. If you heard that, that's what scared me. Anyways, movie comes out tomorrow, according to Bloody Disgusting. I thought it was later in the year, but they got to see it and they've wrote a review. I didn't read the review because I'm going in fresh, yo. You know what I mean? But they gave it a 3 out of 5, which, I mean, first movie. But like what little nuggets I kind of glanced at. Seems like it's all right. There's some weird choices maybe, but that's as much as I kind of went into it. But the review's up there if you guys want to go check out bloodydisgusting.com and read that review before you go watch it. You can do that. You can do that absolutely. Also, Late Night with the Devil is out on Shudder now. I need to get it. I've watched a little bit of it, but I took a melatonin and Late Night with the Devil. I was late night. I fell the fuck asleep.
Late Night with the Devil drugged you up. Advantage.
I ain't because of the movie. It's because of the toning. What else? What other news you got, brother man? I don't know why I need to say brother man.
Oh.
What's wrong with me?
I'm
in technical difficulties myself.
Okay, man, brother. So there is a new trailer out for Iconic Pictures movie coming out. I think this comes out in August. I could be wrong. It could come out sooner than that. It's Stream. Have you seen anything about Stream?
Negative.
So the tagline is, Jeff, have you seen anything about Stream?
No.
Correct.
We are
Tagline for
streaming.
Stream is
Hopefully.
bodies on the floor, points on the board, which is a terrible rhyme. Like you didn't pull off the rhyme, man. But the premise is that there is a lockdown in a hotel, and there's cameras everywhere because they are streaming a contest between serial killers for the most creative. So they're going around the hotel killing people, and people on the internet are giving them like stars, and
Okay.
so they're competing in this.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
it has a good, a pretty solid cast. Oh, let me pull this up because I'm dumb and I don't remember shit. I've had a few drinks. It happens. Um, it happens to been over 40.
Drinking?
Drinking, yes, drinking. Life happens.
I can't confirm.
Here it is. Let's see. Here is the cast. Um, Danielle Harris, D. Roebuck, D. Wallace, Jeffrey Combs, Tony Todd, Melissa Rose, David
Oh,
Howard Thornton. This is written by um, Terrifier 2 guy and produced by the Terrifier team.
you kind of lost me on those.
Oh yeah,
Jeffrey Combs though, man.
Jeffrey Combs got me. I popped for Combs.
Jeffrey Combs and Tony Todd, yeah.
Felicity or Felissa Rose.
Melissa Rose, yeah.
There was some names I
The
didn't know
trailer-
that I feel like I should know. That's on me.
The trailer looked a little low budget, so this reminds me of maybe something that didn't quite get the budget that Terrifier 2. It doesn't. It looks a little bit less production-y than that did.
Okay.
Oh, there is that. I'm in on the camp and the grind. It kind of doesn't look quite over the top trauma level, but it looks like
Right.
Trauma took a trauma budget and tried to be serious.
Speaking of trauma, I got to thinking the other day, and I don't know what made me start thinking about it. It's been maybe almost a year since they first showed, or 6-7+ months since they first started showing the new Toxic Avenger reboot, whatever it is. And we still don't have a release date. We don't have anything. There's not even a trailer still. Like, or wait, is there a trailer? There was something, but it was like a teaser kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was a
And
full trailer.
What's going on with this movie? Why can we not watch this shit? Come on, Trauma. We'll get. How much money you guys got? We could probably get Lloyd Kaufman on here. I have a USB-C to USB cable, Lloyd Kaufman. If you come on, it's yours.
Please be respectful of Uncle Lloyd. Everyone who knows him calls him Uncle.
I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
I know. I met Jeff and I met some guys who worked with him.
Yeah.
And said he is the most genuinely nice guy of all time.
Yeah, that's why he would laugh at my USB cable joke.
Probably. Yeah, he probably would have a good time with that.
And then send me a cease and desist. With LOL at the end of it. Fuck off, LOL. Stop doing what you're doing. But yeah, where's that movie? That needs to come out yesterday. Because I feel like it's missing its buzz.
I'm excited, yeah.
You
know, I don't know when the release date is, because like you said, I don't think the release date is out.
I just looked like several days ago when there was nothing, and you tried to read comments, and you wind up on Reddit, and people are like, they're trying to sell it to distributors and shit. Don't you know about movies? And it's like, I'm just trying to find a fucking release date, sir. Fucking internet children, chill out.
I have a hard time believing that they can't find a distributor. That's
I don't
dumb.
know. It should have been
It's Toxic
out by
Avenger.
now.
Yeah, but it's a cult movie. Like, have they not learned how? And maybe not. Maybe Hollywood has not learned their lesson. Fucking horror fans are loyal fans.
Yeah. I guess
Oh,
we'll keep our fingers on the pulse of the whole thing and let you guys know what happens. You want to say something, Bigfoot? It looked like you waved your arms around.
did just a little bit, but I gotta look up something
Well,
real quick.
in the meantime, I'll give
Okay.
my last news thing. We got NFL draft news. Is that what you're saying?
We're not at pick 9 yet. We just had pick 5 a minute ago. I don't know how long ago. I just looked over.
Okay.
So far, the draft is looking good. We had quarterback, quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the
There's only
Cardinals.
one
Not a
ball.
surprise.
Are you?
Joe Alt to the Chargers. The biggest surprise here is that the Chargers did not trade the pick to move back in some capital.
Oh,
Makes me think that maybe Minnesota will trade up with New England or Tennessee, which will even be better.
yeah.
So, I think at number 6 we have we got a number 6. Tennessee on the clock. Giants on the clock. Giants on the clock at 6. Oh,
It's almost 9.
it's happening. It's happening, guys. It's happening. It's happening. I'm ready.
Speaking of also happening,
Okay.
Russell Crowe
So,
loves exorcism movies and being in them, and he's going to be in another one called The Exorcism. And
yes.
but the interesting thing about it, and I think there's a trailer. I did not get to watch the trailer, but it is written and directed by the son of Jason Miller, who was Father Karras in The Exorcist. So, not the one that was in Lost Boys, not that son. This is his something brother, half brother, some uh Joshua Miller, Josh Miller, something. But
Different J.
he we'll see. The lineage has me interested, but Russell Crowe is starting to become this new Robert Englund, where he's like, oh, you got craft services and a movie you're filming. Let's see what happens. I guess.
Did you guys watch Pope's Exorcist? Starring Mr. Russell Crowe? It was okay. It was okay. I don't think it was enough to like for all of a sudden Russell Crowe has to be in every exorcism movie. It's not there, but it was okay. The other one, and I'm going to get it named. It wasn't called Road Rage. I don't remember what it was called, but remember me talking about this a while back,
It's called Country Roads.
where
Take Me
he
Home. I've heard of it.
where he plays a road rager guy that goes road rages.
You've told me about that.
Yeah, he did. It was really good. He was fucking
Yeah.
terrifying.
And you would describe him as Fat Russell Crowe, and I'm like, he's gonna kill us both. The way you describe this movie.
And I called him Fat Russell Crowe, and he's already Russell Crowe. So that should tell you something.
And that's been several years. Have you tried googling Fat
been
Russell
a couple
Crowe?
Years. Unhinged.
Unhinged.
It was really good. He did a really good job. So I really kind of thought Russell Crowe really wasn't great an actor, but Unhinged he was good.
Okay. Okay.
So. Did he stop acting for a while just to work on his music career? I haven't.
Does Russell Crowe have a music career too?
Yes, yes, he's in a band.
Yeah. Blues? Is it blues? I bet it's blues.
No, I don't think it is.
Didn't Nick Cage start the trend of working for craft services? No, but he caught on. He caught on to the trend and made it his own.
He mastered.
He goes to bees as he's getting free honey off the table.
Russell Crowe performs Blackjack Country Chimes on the Late Late Show. So, yeah, he's got a band, all right. I think it's just called Russell Crowe. The band is just called Russell Crowe.
Well,
knew he was in a band.
That sounds more intriguing to me than the Russell Crowe band, or like something like Russell Crowe featuring other guys, or the Unhinged with Russell Crowe, something, you know. But yeah, Kevin Costner has a country band now too. I feel like all these guys have bands, and then like who Keanu's Dog Star band that he's had forever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna listen to these guys, and then you listen to them, and you're like,
Don't quit your day job.
yeah, like no hate, but I know why you act.
Just to fund his band.
I needed a bass amp, so I just acted that one time.
So surprisingly, Tim happens. Nick Cage is in the movie coming out later this year called Longlegs, the horror movie, and they are doing everything they can to kind of hide the fact that Nick Cage is in it.
Yeah, I saw an advertisement for it, I think today, and it was like Nick Cage's Long Legs. I'm like, he's in that fucking thing? It looks like a everybody's losing their minds over it. It looks, that trailer had like Skinamarink vibes, but like not quite as analog horror as that.
So much more happens. So much more happens.
The voice acting was
happening,
but
there is more happening in the trailer than Skinamarink has in the entire fucking movie. You know, I don't. Yeah, you know how I feel about movies. I don't like to shit on anybody's movies. I rate high for a reason.
That's why I'm here.
Even though my ratings have been more realistic, more down to earth, tougher. I've been tougher. It's the new tougher Dave. And I will unequivocally hate that Skinamarink is the worst movie, not just horror movie, the worst movie I've ever successfully watched.
Which is interesting.
Little review.
Jeff, have you watched Skinamarink? I think you said you've not, right?
No, I've
do you have any plans to ever watch it?
Well, after Dave's glowing review, I'm right on it. I'm gonna watch this.
Analog horror is so weird. I want to do like a researchy episode, maybe this season. I'm putting you on, like, to be prepared that we may do that, where we're gonna go in and examine some YouTube-y analog horror stuff and see if we can figure out why so many people are into this stuff, because I'm right there with you. I don't really understand what's scary about
it's gotta be some
bad tracking on a VHS tape.
They put Jimmy Durante in it singing Skinamarink-a-dink-a-dink to recreate him.
Did they? Was that like the end credits song, Dave? He's NFL drafting right now. I can see it in his eyes.
Yeah. The Giants took Malik Neighbors, which
Skinamalink Neighbors.
We got. We're getting there, guys. We're waiting for pick number 7. We're waiting for pick number 7.
You sounded out of breath.
Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
I'm worried about you.
This is where the trade comes. I think this is where the first trade of the night comes. Tennessee will trade back. Got my prediction.
I don't know how any of this works. I thought they just okay. Dave, you got any more horror news before we?
I do. I have a little bit more, just a tiny bit more. So I totally got shaboozled this week. They are working on a new Elm Street movie. And then across my feed, in a vulnerable state, took advantage of an old man in a vulnerable state when I'm focused on the NFL this week. He sent me a little feed. New Elm Street trailer. Did anyone see this Elm Street trailer? It is not the official trailer. It is a fan-made trailer. Yeah. And it is 11 versus Freddy. And I was so fucking bamboozled. I am a big fat fucking idiot on 11 versus Freddy.
Oh, God.
And now knowing that it was fake, I'm still in on it. I'm fucking still in on it. God damn you, son of a
Damn.
bitch, I'm in.
Once you get over a certain age, crossovers with things to other things is really appealing.
Right.
I was
Oh,
action figure shopping the other day and saw a He-Man. It was Skeletor and a Demogorgon 2-pack. It's like He-Man and Stranger Things. I'm like, that's fucking cool. I didn't buy it. I wasn't that in on it, but at the same time, I'm like, that's cool.
It's at least you have to stop and take a deep breath. Cool.
Yeah, I'm like, should I get this? And then it was like $50. I'm like, I don't need it. It's not that cool. But
That's pretty fucking cool.
My cousin Larry used to fall for those fan made trailers all of the time, and I remember maybe somewhere in the last 10 years, probably closer to the beginning of that 10 years, he's like, dude, check this out, Beetlejuice 2. I'm like, that's not real. And he shows it to me. He's like, I swear to God, it's real. And I'm watching it, and it's just like cut up footage of Beetlejuice and like Batman and stuff like that. And it just, I'm like, this is not, I promise you, this is not real. So I'm actually a little bit sorry for being so dismissive of that, because he may have seen the Beetlejuice trailer that just came out and is like, oh, this isn't real.
You primed him to think he's that you gaslit him for all these years.
Yeah, and I sincerely apologize. I've written
Where
a lot of Batman, Spawn X Batman fiction.
Where at?
I only do you want a link?
I would love a link.
Oh shit. It's a paid site, which I kind of only share.
It goes in direction.
Yeah.
It goes in direction.
I only update it once or twice a week, so it's not that up to date.
It's not that up to date.
Okay.
I would love to read this.
Got another update for us. We're almost done with the NFL updates. Another pick has gone by. Roma Dunze remains on the board. We've got one pick, the Atlanta Falcons, between Chicago Bears and Roma Dunze. I've got the shot of Malort poured. I've got a bourbon and Dr. Pepper ready. And I've got a straight Dr. Pepper ready in case that ain't enough to get the fucking taste of Malort out of my mouth. So we're getting so close.
Maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, you may. I heard everybody say that Jägermeister is the worst. Tim, I think you were one of them.
I fucking hate.
Or maybe it was you. Maybe both of you.
I hate.
And I tried it, and I'm like, I mean, I certainly don't want to drink it every week or every month or every couple months, but like, I don't hate it.
If I'm already drinking when I go to Jägermeister, I'm probably okay. Because then it's like, if you're a little bit drunk, black liquor is just like, that's unique. That's pretty good.
Oh, I misspoke. Tim, you bought me a, what are they called with the Red Bull? Jaeger bomb?
Jaeger bombs.
When we went out that one night, I remember him. I think that was what you bought for me. Yes? And a whiskey sour. I remember those two.
Whiskey sour.
And then I was like, come on, Tim. Let me show you my Spawn Batman fanfic. And then you were like, all right. Dave, does that do it for you for the news? The horror news? We're drawing this out so we can make sure we can see your shot.
Okay. The Evil Dead spinoff is happening. It is being written by Sebastian Vanisek. He's only got 3 credits to his name. Mayday Rocks is a short that he co-wrote. I don't think it's about the shoes. I think it's about crocodiles. A movie called Infested from 2023. So I know nothing about this dude.
Oh, Automod caught Tim. Our Automod is ruthless, Tim. Don't take it personal. Our Automod banned somebody for saying booty the other day, let alone.
Oh my God, it's Fahrenheit
I need to
Fahrenheit
just undo
451
it
level.
because we're a mature stream anyway. I don't know. I was like, maybe somebody's gonna say something. And we won't catch it.
Oh, Sebastian Vanasek writing the Evil Dead spinoff. I don't know. I tried to look up some of his stuff. I've not seen it. I'm not familiar with any of his stuff. He's only got a few credits to his name, but I did see a printed interview with him where he talked about the wildness and the humor of the original um, Evil Deads, specifically Evil Dead 2.
Right.
And then he also talked about the 2013 Evil Dead and how gritty and real it was. And he wanted something that reflected both of those realities. Now, this is not Evil Dead. This is an Evil Dead spinoff. I have no clue where it's going, like what it's going to try to do here. But
lots of blood.
I gotta say I'm in. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Evil Dead Rise was an Evil Dead spinoff, so I don't know really what they're going for as far as spinoffs go.
I mean, I don't know. I guess you didn't have the Necromonicon. You had the fucking recordings, the records.
Put them records up.
Yeah.
Hot take. I
don't
thought
know.
Cabin in the Woods was a good mix of horror and comedy. I feel like that's a pretty. I don't think that's a hot take. I feel like the horror people in general are pretty rare and to go. I feel like I'm cool on Cabin in the Woods more than most people.
I love Cabin in the Woods. I think it's goddamn hot when she's fucking high and making out with the fucking wolf's head on the wall. Oh, that if there's a hot take, that it is. Wish I was mounted on that fucking wall.
Jeff, did you say you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it yet. No.
We may have to do that this season. It's a lot of people love it. Some people, it's worth watching at least once, I think. Dave. Thoughts, comments?
How long ago was that?
I'm an open book, man. I'm an open book. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed. I'm an open book.
Oh, Tim, by the way.
What's
We're waiting on your anime horror pick, and then we will do that. We talked about it one day. I'm like, I'm just waiting to find out what it is.
Right?
So when you figure that out, well, I forget when is my whose pick is next week? I think Dave or me.
I think me. It's me. I do think it's me.
Yeah. It's me, Dave, you?
I don't know.
Oh, and
I trust
spoiler
you.
alert.
I trust in you
Spoiler alert, Tim happens. For your information, I had my sexual awakening in 1987 when I watched Michael J. Fox's The Secret of My Success.
So that was 37 years old.
Yeah. I was not 37.
The rolled up jeans is what does it.
13. I was 13. It was the cougars in that movie. I was like,
The Wildlife.
Older woman.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
Is it a?
That's good.
Secret? Was that 87? Or are you just going for a close?
87, yes.
Oh, okay. That's
87.
Maybe that's not what I'm thinking of when I think of that. I think I may be thinking of Doc Hollywood. What is that fucking movie?
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Doc Hollywood is Michael J. Fox. That was an actor.
Something.
Yeah, I was thinking of something
91.
like that.
91.
I used to be on HBO all the damn time. But if you...
So that's really all I have. I did kind of momentarily get fooled because I saw a headline or a thing that said there was a trailer for B-Scars in Nosferatu. As soon as I turned it on, I realized this was not a real trailer. It was a another bullshit fan trailer. So did not get to see B Scars in Nosferatu yet.
My cousin Larry may have seen it and is super into it and thinks it's real.
He was there.
I love you. I'm just kidding, Larry. I'm kidding. But with that said, I think it's time. Actually, before we get into Night Swim, here's your one spoiler warning for the rest of the episode. No spoiler warnings, no spoilers until now. But from now until then, who knows? It's gonna be full of fucking spoily shit. So if you don't give a shit, keep watching. If you've not seen Night Swim and you don't want spoilers, I'm not gonna reveal my review yet. Then maybe go watch it. Come back. We'll still be here. Watch it on like 10 times speed. Great. I wish I would have done that.
Okay, before we start, this is our second to last draft update.
I was getting there. I was going to say, before we get into this movie discussion, we need to get the NFL.
Here's where we're at.
Here's Bigfoot.
The Bears are on the clock. Rome Odunze is still on the board. This can still happen. As I'm vibrating. I'm so excited right now.
Is that what's going on?
That is what's going on. The Atlanta Falcons took a quarterback. Yeah, Atlanta Falcons took a quarterback.
Are they?
I'm not complaining because it leaves a Odunze on the board, but why they took a quarterback, I don't know. Because they just signed Kirk Cousins to the fucking gigantic ass contract. They took Michael Penix Jr. and they're feeling the big Penix energy. What do we got here? What do we got fucking here? Come on.
Jeff, thoughts?
Pick us in.
I have nothing on this. Not my wheelhouse.
Roma Tuesday! Air down! Oh, it fucking happened! It fucking happened! Oh my god!
Is he gonna cry again?
We did it.
Oh,
we did it.
I don't think I'm gonna cry. I was afraid I would cry. I'm too fucking excited.
Do it, Dave. You need a drink. You need a drink. You need a drink right now.
Yes,
you need a drink right now. Go get one. Go. Yes, up, down. Do it.
Okay. I poured out the Malort. I got the Malort.
If you didn't look like found footage, I would zoom in on you.
Give the experience.
It really doesn't have an odor. But I've got a fucking healthy shot of Malort. And I have Dr. Pepper and Benchmark Bourbon to chase it down with. So here we go.
The Spider-Man cup.
Bear down.
Woo!
Godspeed. We'll see you on the other side. Leave your numerical review of Night Swim in the chat. Me and Jeff will finish the show.
Oh, it's really hit me after.
Dave, you know what? I just realized, maybe kind of goofily, you watching the NFL draft may be what's sucking up your internet.
Oh, could be. It could be. So
I'm throwing it out there. You can stay blurry. It adds to the mystique.
How was it?
F in the chat for Dave. F's in the chat for Dave.
Initially, I really thought, oh, this ain't bad. Like it is. Taste is hanging around. Bad.
Damn. Do I need to hit a technical difficulties? Give you a minute?
No, I'm good. I'm good. And I'm getting rid of the draft here. Guys.
Let's see what.
Seriously, okay. Caleb Williams, a rookie quarterback. I don't know that any rookie quarterback has ever come into this situation. So the last 6 games of the year last year, the Chicago Bears defense was #1 defense in the NFL. A lot of people don't realize that because the record was not great. But the offense was really just not there. And some questionable fucking calls. Number one defense last 6 games of the year last year. Running game was really getting going. The offensive line is coming together at the end of last year. Montez Sweat came over. We traded for Montez Sweat, which is why we don't have a whole lot of draft capital this year. And he came over, and in the 6 games he played with the Chicago Bears last year, he had more sacks than he had in his entire career with his old team. Because we're so much better across the line, he can't be fucking doubled all the time. We're probably still going to get a fucking edge before the season starts, but Caleb Williams, the rookie, is going to be throwing to DJ fucking Moore, who is probably a future Hall of Famer. Keenan Allen, who is definitely a future fucking Hall of Famer. Now Roma Dunze, who has the potential to become a Hall of Famer. The dude has the longest fucking wingspan. He's fucking King Konging out here with wingspan. He's got the biggest fucking catch radius of any wide receiver in the draft this year. Malik Neighbors is faster. Marvin Harrison is more polished. But no wide receiver in the draft this year does as much for the quarterback that is throwing him the ball as Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is a fucking magnet out there for the fucking ball. Cole Kmet, tight end. Fantasy football, yeah, he didn't have a good year last year, but such a fucking good fundamental player. He can catch. He can block. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so fucking happy right now. I'm so happy, and I'm turning off the draft. I'm leaving it. The Bears have no more picks tonight unless we fucking trade, and we don't have any capital to trade. Um, I might check in later to see where the Colts come in, but
Whew.
Mic drop, Dave. Mic drop.
Get them glasses back on. You're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them.
man, oh man, this is great. This is really great. This kind of feels like when we traded up at Fields, and then traded up again to get O-line help.
Okay. Steering us back into horror.
This is good. This is good.
All
And
right.
the fucking gods are aligned for me tonight. I came home from work. I had a good day at work. I came home. What did we eat? And Five Guys, man. I love Five Guys.
You ate 5 whole
I
guys?
think I ate 5 whole fucking guys, man. I never seen so many nuts in my life as when I walked into that Five Guys.
I meant cannibal, not sexual.
I meant the peanuts, dude. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter. Come on.
Oh, maybe that is on me. Sorry.
And then I go to make my drink. I got cans of pop. I'm set, right? No, I opened up the fridge and had a cold Dr. Pepper Zero waiting for me. A fucking cold pop waiting on me.
We've talked about this, Dave. You're setting your future self up for success. You're helping future Dave when you do these things. This is real. I swear to God, it's real. If you do something now for yourself in the future, you look back on yourself in the past and be like, couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Like you put your drinks in the fridge.
That's life lessons.
Yeah.
We're learning life lessons on the Whole Rounds podcast now. And I think it's important to be thankful to past Dave. So past Dave,
hats
from
off
the heart of future Dave, thank you for putting a Dr. Pepper pop in the fucking fridge.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days ago. And
Mr. Tim says, I think maybe for my pick, he'd say the first 2 episodes of the Castlevania series. Jeff, have you seen that already?
Yes. Castlevania is so good.
I think that is what we will do. Just the first 2? You don't want to go very hard? I don't know how long they are. Are they half hour? Full hour? What's the
half hour.
Okay.
Probably less, because without commercials, everything's less than half hour.
Okay. That is what we will do in 2 weeks.
Still on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Man, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
We were Rick and Morty trivia, the 4 of us. So
We got fucking
Good times.
slaughtered, but
I don't know that I could spell Rick going into that thing. Is how useful I felt.
Q was silent.
First season is probably 4 to 5 hours total. Okay. Uh, we'll do solid the first two, but if anybody wants to watch the full series, then go for it, and we'll see where we end up. I think it's just me and Dave that haven't watched it. So, have you watched
Is
the
that
whole
good? Is that-
series,
Yeah.
Jeff? Okay.
Yes, I have. It was really good.
I love Castlevania, the game.
Yeah.
So, Tim has told me for quite a while. He's like, "You need to watch. Did you watch Castlevania?" I'm like, "I didn't." He's like, "You fucking suck, fucking bitch." These are his
I like
exact words, I think. Right, Tim? Fucking suck, you fucking
I
bitch.
like the newest. I like the newest Castlevania game where it's set in the modern time, and now Alucard is a doctor that calls himself Doctor Acular.
Oh, Briscuits in there. Okay. Well, we will go in and see what we talk about. So, everybody watching on the YouTubes, come join us on the Twitch. Usually Thursday at 8:30. We may change it. I don't know. You never know. But Thursday is the Horror House Day, and in the future, we're going to talk about Castlevania. I can't say it's going to be next week because it's for us it's going to be 2 weeks, but for you it could be tomorrow. So how do you promote things that don't make sense time wise? I don't. I'm not a time traveler.
Time is a flat circle.
Yes.
Borders aren't real. Money is fake.
Is that what Doctors Without Borders means? They're not real doctors?
Yeah, that they're not real doctors or real borders.
Interesting. Huh. We have went an hour almost and haven't talked about this movie 1 second, which is
might be a record for us.
Is pretty funny to me. What would be even funnier
might be a record
is if we somehow wound up not talking about the movie at all. And it still was like, we're not going to beat last week's. Last week, Tim, we talked about the Rolling Stone 101 best horror movies of all time. We talked about the whole list. That was the longest, I think, episode we've ever had. It was 2.5 or 3 hours long. But it would be funny if we could beat that tonight with this and still just avoid talking about Night Swim. Not that I even hated Night Swim, but like just the idea that it's like we're here to talk about Night Swim. Anyways, here's the NFL draft.
Talk about it.
Dave, you're back, by the way. The NFL draft ain't sucking your pixels.
It ain't. Yeah, it's Roger Goodell ain't sucking the pixels up. Roger Goodell sucks.
I maybe spoke too soon.
Very well.
Yeah. Things are talking.
Behind the scenes for the Patreons and obviously for everyone else, Rabble. Last week we went so long that Jackie and Stella went to bed without supper because I was busy on the fucking.
It was a long one.
Oh my god, it was a long one.
Oh, wait. We can't talk about Night Swim yet. Did you go to the Mothman Museum? Speaking of which, here's Mothman's ass. Let me get it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can see. Hold on a second. Let me get really in there. There's a dime.
Dave bouncing the dime off.
Do you see the dime?
Ass.
Yeah.
Right up at the top of the crack of his ass. There is a dime.
Over me, it's fine.
Yeah.
If I have to go to the bathroom, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick it over myself.
I don't know. I don't know who made the Mothman statue. The Mothman is fucking jacked. He's got those glutes of steel.
Yeah.
He's got 6-pack of abs.
They polished the shit out of it too.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh, Tim may be right. If you don't move or speak, it comes together.
Okay, I'll just stand here quietly all night. I will look. I'll just try to look dignified.
If I drink 2 more beers, you're gonna freak me out. I'm gonna be like, Dave, are you froze? Wait, it slowly is.
I did buy a T-shirt from the Mothman Museum that is officially makes me a member of the Shiny Heiny fan club.
Really?
Shiny Heiny
But
fan
we did,
club.
yeah, because of the Mothman's Shiny Heiny. We did go through the Mothman Museum, the only official Mothman museum in the United States. They do mention Injured Cole. He has a very small part, but they have the actual, like, reel-to-reel recordings of people giving their statements to the local police department about Injured Cole. Those fucking actual recordings are in the museum.
Really?
Wow.
It
That's
is
amazing.
insane. They have a whole section that is dedicated to the Richard Gere movie
The
as well. They have huge pieces of fake concrete from the movie set. They have the watch he wore on the set. They
the
have all this different shit.
scariest part for me of the whole Mothman mythos is Cold. So the fact that they have like confessions, like the real things, that's crazy. The hair on my arm stood up a
It
little
is.
bit.
It
I'm
was,
like, that's cool.
yeah, it was super cool. We did find where the Silver Bridge was. Silver Bridge has
Oh, really?
not been rebuilt. So I didn't
Mm.
realize, I didn't really know when we went in. So I'm taking pictures and video of every fucking bridge we drove across. Like, is this the bridge? Is this the fucking
Is
bridge?
this it?
God damn, is this the bridge? Yeah. Spoiler alert, none of them are. The current bridge is gone. Um, but it
Oh,
is super cool. The town was super cool. It was really neat. I would definitely go back, and the next time I'm down that way in Point Pleasant, I would like to go out to
TNT
the
huts.
proving grounds out in the TNT area. So
Jeff's our explosive expert. We went over this a couple weeks ago.
yep. Officially, Chris officially declared Jeff the
I did.
explosives expert.
I
So
did.
the proving grounds, Chris, Jeff, what do you think?
Drunk Chris agrees
Not
to
what
everything,
mutated.
and I am 4 beers in, which means I'm approaching agreeing to everything.
You
It also
son of
means
a
I've
bitch,
got to
I'm
pee
in.
like I haven't peed since 3 days ago.
All right,
Oh,
while you're drunk, I'm gonna get your consent here. Horror Hound Weekend is coming back in September. It's in Cincinnati in September. Oh, I'm just saying. If we want to go to Horror Hound, I'm in. I'm going to Horror Hound, whether you guys go or not. But we're all invited to the Horror Hound,
is Susan Snyder
and
there?
it's
If
it was.
not, I'm a no go.
I don't know. I don't know.
Does she
We
even do
have
conventions?
rumors.
I don't know.
She should. We have rumors about Halloween Horror Nights. We have zero confirmed um, houses, but we have a rumor that we're getting a Nightmare on Elm Street house.
Yes.
We have a rumor that we're getting a Fallout scare zone.
Oh,
And the only other rumor that I have heard that I can give any credibility to is that there's a rumor that the Universal Monster House this year, because there's a Universal Monster House every year, will feature the Gill Man. And I'm soaking wet right now talking about it.
that's because you have cried so hard
That's because
during
I,
the
I
draft.
have cried from every pore in my body. Um, I still can't believe this. Caleb Williams is going to be throwing to Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and fucking Roma Dunze. God, it fucking happened, man. It happened.
We're talking about NFL, and I
You know
started
how
kung
often
fuing. It felt right.
yeah, that's okay.
Uh,
Have you seen the Russian basketball league, or is it Russian, or is it or German or something like that?
no,
And maybe it's German, where
I haven't
you're
seen
allowed
the
to
American
suplex your
basketball.
opponent.
What?
The rule is you cannot suplex your opponent unless you take your shirt off first. So there are dudes running down the court, take their shirt off, and grabbing a fucking opponent and suplex them.
That should be just a general suplex rule. You can't suplex another human unless you take your shirt off. Then it's legal.
Hey, I will be open for suplex 24 hours a day because
the signs going into a bar or into a club would distinctly read, "Shirts must stay on."
If I'm not at work or in public or on the show, I don't have a shirt.
Tim says topless. They call it cracking, duking, blitz, and whacking.
Yes. I believe that is accurate. Yes, I can confirm.
Do they have to shout that also? Is that also like a German rule? Like the shirt comes off and then they have to go cracking, blitzing, duking, whacking, and then the suplex can happen. Anybody watching this on YouTube later is going to be like, are three people that watch us that aren't the three of us.
This is gonna be such a good reels, though.
Yeah. That's what we're about. Moments. That's why you got to come. 8:30, ESPN, TSPM.
Is that okay? History can be made at any moment. So
this is true. This is true. You never know. That's why you got to do these things.
And spoiler alert, next week we may have some filmmakers joining us for a segment on the podcast.
We may have a guest.
And we may not. So, no.
It's up in the cards right now.
Fuck them.
Only they know who they are. So, that said, we are over an hour. We are over an hour into this. Let's talk about some night swim.
Yeah, we haven't even dipped toes in the pool yet.
We haven't even looked at the pool yet.
Classic whorehouse.
Covered on the pool at this point.
Tell Robert England you had a craft table. We haven't, but we may. We may, just to see. I'm going to put a table on my front yard and put like lunch meat on it and some bread and cheese and see if like a Nick Cage and a Robert England, Jeffrey Combs. See, this is why like all like Dead Meat and all these people like have hugely popular, podcasts, horror podcasts, and then we're here in the gutters just making the best jokes. But we don't get, they're like, oh, you can't make jokes about people having craft services. Jeffrey Combs, he's making a living, and you're fucking shitting. We're not shitting on anybody. We're making jokes. No. And if Jeffrey Combs wants to fight and come on the show and argue, get in line. Charles Band's first.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
We already established, I believe, Chris, we established during the They Live episode, we will fight only two groups of people that we will fight.
Each other?
We hate, people we love. We will only fight those two groups of people.
Oh my God.
If it comes, I will fight you, and you won't know which group you belong in.
I'll know.
We know which group Jeffrey Combs belongs in too.
I'm like, I've bought your goddamn Reanimator on so many different formats, Jeffrey Combs. You should know I love you. This is a quick advertisement. I swear to God, guys, we are the people that like, oh yeah, I'll go swimming. It's a little cool outside. Why don't we just wait a little while, let the sun heat it up a little bit. Let's just wait. We're just going to wait, and then we'll go when it's a little bit warmer. And then we don't even want to like make eye contact with the pool. We're like, is it okay. It's about 3:30 p.m. The sun's nice, and my stomach's kind of hurting right now. I don't know that I want to, I don't know. Is swimming for me? Is swimming really what I want to do with my life right now?
In Indiana, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
I mean, the tornado looks fine,
There
but
are
the temperature is what's really
Yeah.
getting me.
there are only two kinds of people in Indiana: people with a pool who don't swim in it, and people without a pool who want a pool to go swim in it.
That is
That is true.
yeah.
I can confirm.
If we Stella has said for a couple of years, like, we should level this out and put a pool. If we put a pool in the backyard, it would never get used.
Everybody wants a
You
pool till
sit
they
by the
have to
pool.
like do pool maintenance,
Yes.
and then you're like,
Oh yeah.
I would
Fuck that.
rather literally go skydiving without a parachute. uh, all right.
Oh.
This is welcome to the Indiana podcast. um. All right. I think it's time. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. It's time to talk about Night Swim, which is Jeff's pick. I feel like we're really just shitting on Jeff's pick more than we are the actual movie at this point.
That's fine. You should have my first pick.
What was your first pick?
Man with the X-ray vision.
Oh, I don't think we shit on that. That was
Oh
Oh,
no.
you did.
Yeah, no. I offended Jeff. I really liked Man with the X-Ray
I'm
Eyes.
sure one of us really liked it. And then the other one was like, I don't know, it didn't have great, it wasn't like sloppy wet effects. It didn't look like 1987.
If it's not from the 80s, I don't like it.
I spilled beer all over myself. All right, let's do this. I already gave you your spoiler warning, so if you're still around, that still applies.
On you.
If you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I'm probably going to rate this lower than I rated X with a Man with the X-Ray Eyes. I don't even know what I rated that. But I had to think about.
If I can put us off from Night Swim just one more moment, I have started making a database of information from the Horror House podcast. So,
Wikipedia?
what movies we review, what we rate them, if we rate them, because there were a lot of movies, especially at the start, that we didn't really give numerical ratings to. Do we tangent through pro wrestling, and do we tangent through 80s sitcoms? Are things that we are tracking. If there is anything else you guys feel like we should track, I'm all for it. Let me know. But
give us any chance, we'll take it. Any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true.
Yes, we're gonna make it.
There's people watching titty streamers right now that could be watching us with these kind of jokes. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah. There's somebody watching like a 30-second clip from an OnlyFans girl on X, and then instead they could be watching us. So you got to make your own life choices. I can't make them for you.
We could also be titty streamers ourselves. This is true, and I've considered that, considering this is Night Swim, but I am not comfortable at all. It is a bad business move, but also
This is movie.
I'm frightened.
I feel like I could make a lot more money with my feet than my titties. Fat guy titties aren't really. Are fat guy titties in demand?
I don't know.
So,
maybe
somewhere, someone's got a fetish for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be 99% of our viewers.
Okay. It's come to this. We have waited this long, and I've drank so many beers bullshitting about everything but the movie that I have to go pee. So.
All right, let's go to camera. All right, Jeff, it's on us. We have to get the chat started about Night Swim. So,
all right,
why did you pick Night Swim? Tell us about your journey to the haunted swimming pool.
All right, well, with the glowing review from you from last week, and just the 21% Rotten Tomatoes score, it just drew me in, you know,
Sounds about
and the
right.
fact that me and Kaylee decided it's just like, "Hey, let's watch Night Swim." I'm like, "Alright."
Had you watched it already? Had you guys watched it already?
We had watched it before I picked it.
Okay, fair enough. It was we had two. We watched it before you picked it. Like this was I feel like this was the first what was supposed to be first big horror movie of 2024. Um I don't know that it lived up to that, but it was supposed to be the big first big horror movie of 2024. And I mean, you know, I'm not trying to give away um, anything at the end here, but it's not bad. It's just kind of there.
Whoa.
Anything surprise you about the movie?
Not really. It seemed very on point about what its intentions were. I
Uh,
mean, the most thing is that it really didn't go into the lore of what it was supposed to be about. Like, there's no information. Like,
there's a tiny bit, right? You get the story that this is a spring-fed pool,
yes,
and and then when she goes to see the Summers woman, Rebecca Summers' mom, you know, um, she talks about pool has been around, the spring has been around, the not the pool, the spring has been around and worshipped by natives and gives people their what they desire. It makes wishes come true, but it requires a sacrifice.
that's all it
So
gives. It doesn't give you any other information at all. Like, I got more information from reading IMDb about the movie than I did actually watching the movie itself. Because it says the entity inhabiting the pool is referred to as a Timagami. It's an indigenous word for of Algonquin origin, meaning deep water. In
okay,
Ontario,
okay,
Canada,
that
it's an
is
umbrella term used for one of the local municipalities, its corresponding lake and river, and the First Nations tribe living in the area. It's like, wow, that's more information than I got from the movie at all.
are they in I know he played for the Brewers. Are they in the Milwaukee area when this movie is occurring? I'm not really sure, and the movie really didn't make me that invested in that. But
Right.
are they in the Milwaukee area? Because that kind of makes sense if this is a Native people's pool talking about the Canadians. You know, Milwaukee's pretty far north, so
Other than the
I tell you what. Go
springs,
ahead, Jeff.
other than it's supposed to be like natural spring pools, like I really don't like from the pool guide just gives you all this information about the pool, but that's really all it ever gives you. And
Oh
then
yeah.
the Asian woman telling you about everything, but they don't go into any depth and where it's located. I really not for sure either. I wasn't really that hooked.
I read a little bit of a Reddit thread. Like they typically have in r/horror, like whatever new movie, like a thread just for it. And I saw some people being like, he's a Milwaukee baseball player, and like one of the first things you see or something like this is like palm trees and fucking like stuff that's not Milwaukee. So, is that why you were curious if it was Milwaukee? I didn't notice because I was not super glued in
Yeah,
on the dramatic
I just
aspects of it.
I just felt like it didn't really make that clear, like where they're at right now. Which,
Yeah.
you know, there are some movies that do really well with giving away very little of the lore. I kind of agree with Jeff, or at least what I interpret Jeff as going that a little bit more of the lore would have been better here instead of less. So I was surprised. I will tell you what surprised me most about the movie. Big Lots Captain America was in it. Damn, that was
Yeah.
it.
I was surprised how
That's
much I didn't
surprised
care
me.
about Big Lots Captain America. U.S. Agent did nothing for
I
me in this
totally
movie.
know. In even the fact that this is the second horror movie this week that I watched with him in it,
What was the other one?
I was totally still not it. At the Devil's Door, which is on Shudder,
Okay.
and recommended to me by Baskin Guy. Turned out he was just getting me. He was like, not that great. He's like, I got you, bitch. Um,
I wish you guys
uh,
could hear when I
you don't
cut to technical difficulties. I'm gonna have to figure this shit out. It loses the whole joke when it's just me that hears it. Um, but it's still funny, so I will not stop.
When
hey,
I see it, I just
this
laugh.
this is for this podcast is as much for us as it is for anyone else.
um, that leads me to kind of what I would change about this movie. The main thing that I would change about it is it's focused on kind of the kids and the parents, and I think this will lead to another discussion here in a second. But it needed, I think, to focus more on the kids and like maybe leave the parents in the dark a little bit. Maybe let them discover what's happening and don't make them so central to what's actually happening. Even though it's uh fucking Snake Plissken's son, like you know, um, just take
I
them
don't
and
agree.
focus on the kids.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Chris. If you, it's a trope, but in this case, it's a trope that works. Of
Right.
kids are haunted and the parents don't believe. Right off the bat, it's really the mom is the first one kind of haunted. So, she's kind of a believer from the start. So I
Yeah,
felt like that probably would have been better without that.
I think one of the best scenes almost in the movie was the Marco Polo scene with the daughter, and she's going around. I'm like, they nailed so much of what was scary in this moment, and
Yeah.
then it kind of withers away by the end of it. But and another thing is the makeup on the like ghouls that we see aren't the greatest. But when they're
Yeah,
like doing that
there
depth
you
of
go.
field thing, when you see the Marco Polo like bald like whatever guy, that was genuinely creepy and pretty cool. If they left it kind of in that thing where we don't need to see the details of of the ghost schools, whatever they are, leave it at that, and that would have been 10 times more creepier than what they did. Um,
I agree. If they blurred his face a little bit, that he's underwater. He
yeah,
doesn't have to be clear, put the
yeah,
shimmer in or something like that. So much better. But when you got the clear picture of the face, he looked like
a
a
level above
B
trauma.
movie makeup job. Yeah, I mean, it was not, I was not in at that point.
I was
So,
almost more shocked at how little I was scared by the clear picture of him. It was like, and then I
yeah.
think the female ghoul is shit. I don't know which one I disliked the most when it was like clear, but when they're doing that depth of field thing where he's blurry and shit, that was creepy and that was good, and there needed to be more of that. I think. But to circle back around to what I was saying, the more focus on the kids, it's that in general, but especially for this movie, you know, we're obviously middle-aged dudes talking about, this stuff, but I think, I don't know that there's a big question about like when a horror movie becomes like really huge when it's connected to like a younger audience. You know what I mean? So like Talk to Me from last year was huge, and that was focused on the kids. And Scream and Blair Witch, and even in the 80s with Freddy and Jason, and you go back and you find it when they're resonate more with them, that's when a horror movie like really makes its money and becomes like this like huge thing, like beyond maybe the genre even. And I don't know if they could have done that with this story, but if they had tilted it more towards that, um, And not every horror movie needs to be focused on teenagers, but I think this one in particular is one that I would have liked to have seen have done that, and I feel like that is my biggest mark against it, is because they didn't do that. But there we go. There we go. There's my thoughts. 12
One
out
of
of
the cool
12 out of 10.
Oh my gosh.
No, no, no,
One of
no,
the
no,
coolest
no.
things I saw on IMDb was that, like, I didn't know anything about, was that the school that Izzy goes to is called Harold Holtz Swimming School, and Harold Holtz was the 17th Prime Minister of Australia who disappeared, presumed drowned while swimming.
Mm,
But like, you
Oh.
wouldn't know that unless you look it up or
yeah.
IMDb it. That's like, oh hey, that's
The one person that has Australian swimming history degree
right.
is like, oh shit, I know what that means.
Very obscure, but it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, name it after the fucking dude in Jaws. Name it after Roy Scheider in Jaws. Is so
Right.
much, like, more apparent. Like,
Right.
or is this, Dave, you're very into these Jordan Peele subtleties. What's your opinion?
I did not know that, and I love it. I like that it's a little bit of a deeper cut. It doesn't have to hit you over the head. Um, but I like it. I like that it's a deep cut. So,
Okay. Okay. Not everything needs to be a hammer over the head, as far as that goes.
oh my God, OXB is back.
Right?
If you go too hard, this is your
Search
warning.
long
If you go
enough.
too hard, it won't end well for you. So,
So,
uh,
uh, soon we'll open up a. We got to open up a Patreon just for OXB to join.
Right?
So, oh, we've got lots of content OXB, so we got lots for you here. So, I, we talked about Big Last Captain America. The only other big thing I want to talk about as far as the cast and crew is the writer, Bryce McGuire of Night Swim. He also is the guy that wrote the short that became this movie. I
yeah.
have not seen the short. I did hear that it is pretty good. It focuses on one person in the pool and not this whole family. Of course, it is a short, and sometimes short movies, I feel like when a short is adapted into a longer movie,
Hmm.
you add things that take away from the overall horror. Like sometimes a
Yeah.
short is so good because they are so condensed.
That's why we, frankly,
So,
need more anthology stuff in horror.
yeah, oh yeah. If you make this a short and put it in an anthology, I probably am buying in a lot more.
Yeah.
But the writer of this also is the wrote the screenplay Baghead. Has anyone seen Baghead on Shutter?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
That's about where, yeah.
I almost guarantee you've heard of it because this is really getting the reviews. This is getting the love. Got the love from Baskin Guy. I started watching it and not because it's not good, because I'm old. Um, come on, Chris. We can't go technical difficulties every time Baskin Guy is mentioned. Uh,
We can, and I will.
I'm going to give him your address. For those who don't know, which is everybody. If I
They
had
should
to
know by now.
describe,
We're 6 years into this show.
if I if I had to physically describe Baskin Guy, Like the police were like, "What did he look like? What does Baskin guy look like?" Have you ever seen the cartoon Caillou?
Yes.
If you imagine Caillou went to prison, that's what Baskin guy looks like. He looks like prison Caillou.
Doesn't Caillou already look like a prison Caillou?
Why are we talking
Yeah,
about
but
Caillou?
I
Caillou doesn't have the,
oh,
Caillou
right,
doesn't have
right.
the tat. Oh,
Oh no, Tim. What does Tim know?
I'm just saying. Baskin was so
he-
scary, and for somebody to, not even scare. Well, yeah. Jeff, have you watched Baskin? Let me
I
be
have
that.
not watched it yet.
If you do
Dave's
watch it,
kind of review on it was like, I don't know.
it's an
it's
experience. I
good.
can give it that. I can give it
It,
that.
I'm gonna say it's good. I'm gonna go on a limb and say
Okay.
it's good, Jeff. This might be your side homework for next week is to watch Baskin sometime in the next month. We don't have to be a week.
Or
Sometime in
Baskin
the next
guy's
month,
coming for
take
you.
or we're going to give Baskin guy your address, not OXB.
I had to
Okay,
time OXB out.
Link.
He just goes too hard and
He's
doesn't
a little
quite
bit hard in
understand.
the paint.
Come back
OXB,
cooler,
when
and
you
we'll be
come
cool.
back, blink twice if you are Baskin guy.
Dave froze.
If,
There you go.
if OXB is Baskin guy, we will be calling the FBI. So,
Another problem.
yeah.
We get down to the end of the movie, and it becomes a fight it, you can fight it, and then that becomes a I've been completely oblivious on what's really going on for most of this movie, but I know that I need to sacrifice myself to stop this. And I'm just like, come on. Like, okay, fight it was bad enough, but then it's like, I know what I must do. I know what I
Right.
need. And I'm like,
Yeah, I had a feeling that it was gonna go for that whole what's everyone talking about? What's going on? Like I don't understand. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I hit that mark, and then they all try to leave, and it's like, okay, well, it's like he's not gonna want to leave because he's being healed by it, and everybody else is like, no, this is fucked up. We gotta go.
it's so
Is this an
weird.
Americanized ending? Is this an Americanized ending where American audiences we want the happy ending? So we don't get it's not necessarily a happy ending,
Yeah.
but it feels like a justified ending. Like, oh, he's noble. He is a good dad. Oh, you went to fucking football practice and showed your kid up. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt undeserved for him to be
Yeah.
this hero sacrificing himself at the end.
It
So
didn't feel like the stakes mattered enough
Yeah.
for the sacrifice, I think is one thing. And I don't know, like the whole you're still in there. Fight it. Fight it. You can fight it. I'm just
that's,
like almost
that's
immediately
always
like, oh
easy.
my god, please.
Let's be honest. Oh, just be honest. If your family went through this,
I don't know that fight it is in my
if my family
vocabulary.
went through this, there is no way I'm staying in that fucking house. Dad wouldn't want us to let somebody else move into it. Yeah, I'll destroy the fucking pool before I leave. I'm not a total fucking
Which they
dickhead, but I
still
ain't.
didn't do. Is that a sequel hint? Is that a sequel hint? Because they filled it up. Yes. They didn't
With dirt.
destroy the pool, which I ain't no in-ground pool expert, but I'm pretty sure that when you're like, okay, enough of this pool shit, you don't just toss dirt into it and you're like, done.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you got to
I,
tear
I
that shit down.
I hope this movie does not. It does not deserve a sequel
It's
that I
gonna
can
be
see.
so direct to fucking Freebie, you won't even know what hit you if there
Right.
is one. Speaking for the sequel, I mean we're still here. But yeah, I did not.
A little concrete or nothing, just dirt.
Yeah,
It's like, really?
Yeah.
Third, that's it.
I don't, listen, but at the same time, it's just like, I really don't know, but I feel like that's not what you do.
Right.
I don't know. YouTube, everybody watching after the fact, let us know. Let us know your in ground pool destroying experiences, whether possessed or not. We would like to know.
It's a water spirit, and it got to the Asian lady's, like, little fountain and stuff, and then got into side of her. Was it inside of her? In her air tank, or did it get from the fountain to her? Like, it went through like, it evaporated through air and then went to her. Like, I don't understand how that
I,
happened.
I don't
Like,
know
it
that
starts
it's,
bubbling, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
it starts pouring out of her eyes, like, and is she infected by it? Because it should be the son, I feel like, that's infected by it because the husband is infected by it. I don't know
But
why
the
she's
husband,
infected by it.
I will explain that, and this is
Okay.
my only defense I can order. The husband is infected by it because his wish is for him to be filled and healed.
Oh,
A woman's wish is for her son to be healed. So
son.
he's healed from her wish, but the wish is what
Okay.
infects her.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
that's kind of what I took away from it. And she
So the
even
pool is a
makes a mention that
genie,
Yeah.
the pool is a genie.
a Milwaukee
So
genie.
jump in the pool and rub it 3 times and see what
Who
you get.
knew?
So
Who knew?
So
Tim
did she
says,
bleed in the pool to make the wish like he did? Like, he stuck his hand in the hole and then he got cut from something inside the drain. So I'm assuming she did too to make the wish? Is that how that works?
maybe?
there's our prequel. We're not going to get a sequel. We're going to
Yeah,
get
we
a
don't
prequel.
deserve to
Thanks,
know
Jeff.
yet.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot, Jeff. You have doomed us to a Night Swim prequel.
I just burped. Um,
He said there's more information we need to know about the whole thing. Like, you don't know anything about the water spirit, like its name or anything. Like, on IMDb, it gives you all this information. Like, there's nothing in that movie other than the Asian lady going, "Oh, you have to make a wish." Like, oh, okay.
like if they had really went like into some kind of backstory with the whatever was possessing it,
Yeah,
would that have helped your overall
yeah,
enjoy? It would have.
it would have.
If they would have
There's
been
got to
like,
be
this is
something.
this is the fucking demon god Payman, I'd been like, holy shit! Like it would have needed to be something of that regard, or like it's the demon god Pazuzu.
Yeah.
It's Pinhead.
I feel
Like I
like
don't know.
Night Swim doesn't deserve any of this. Like Night Swim would be, it's the demon god, and his name is Steven with a PH.
Tim says I'm also lore whore, so I get that. Okay, I can accept that I'm in the maybe minority when it comes to that.
I mean, I get with like zombie movies, it doesn't really matter most of the time
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it
yeah.
comes from. It's just about the story. Like, you don't have to know, like, oh, it's
Right.
enraged monkeys, and like, okay, that doesn't really matter. It's just
The
about the
monkey's
story
dad
about.
wasn't named Scott, so that really doesn't. Yeah,
It's so generic. It
it
is
doesn't
true.
have to be generic though. It can be fleshed out. I mean, not like bigly. Like it can't be like. It's the zombie lord JoJo that has started this whole shit. I don't know.
Jojo.
I
It
think I'm
comes
just
from
saying.
sexually frustrated monkeys.
But I feel like
I
there
was
needs to
gonna
be
say.
some kind of information about what this is, because we don't know. It's a water spirit. We don't know it. We just know it goes through the water and it affects
Yeah,
people. So
yeah.
you know it's a water spirit, but you don't know
Maybe
anything
you're right.
about it.
Like
To look it up to go, what is this about?
that may have if I had that that may have like affected my enjoyment of it
Yeah.
as well. I'm
They don't rush to the library or the computer and type it in to go, whoa, what's this about? What's this water spirit? Like, oh, okay, there's an ancient water spirit. Like, oh, there's just something with spring water that you just make a wish
There's a
in.
haunted pool. That was like my first thing, like getting into this because I didn't really know. I think I saw like a teaser trailer for it, and I didn't really realize what was going on. But like into a good portion of the movie, I'm like, Haunted pool? Is this a haunted pool movie?
I tried to plan a segment for us tonight
Oh,
where
really?
we took turns like making up other seemingly innocuous things to be haunted. That
Maybe
has
Japanese
failed.
have that
That
covered.
Yeah, no, that has fucking
Hello?
failed because
Guys, tell
the
me to fight it.
haunted
Tell me
grocery
to fight it.
stores,
Tell me to fight
haunted grocery
Fight it!
stores
Fight it,
it.
Tim!
has
I
been
fought it.
done.
I fought it. Thanks to Jeff. Dave didn't even try to
Haunted hair
save me.
salons. There have been haunted hair salons, haunted grocery
Oh.
stores, haunted parking lots, haunted storage units. There's a whole
What
section
is
of
that?
Reddit dedicated to haunted storage
Oh, like
units.
real life
There is a
haunted?
real life haunted.
Oh.
There's a movie that you can watch on Shudder about a pair of possessed jeans and about a haunted love seat.
What about a tire? I think I've seen
So
something about a tire.
yeah. So Rubber is the one about the tire, and
Okay.
that is art. That is not movie. That is art.
I have not watched it
Get it
yet.
right.
What about the haunted USB-C cable that is
Oh.
Lloyd Kaufman? It's
Uh,
haunted. What? Tell me to fight it.
Fight it, Chris.
I did,
Fight
Chris. I did, Chris. Don't give it to Uncle Lloyd.
I fought it. I'm fine.
it. Don't give Duckle Lloyd.
It beat the shit out of me, but I'm fine. I fought it. I fought it.
Like herpes, you're just passing on the curse.
I fought it. I'm fine. I'm fine. Actually, the only way to save Whorehouse is for me to sacrifice myself to this cable.
Right.
But we'll do that afterwards. That may be a guide.
Aw.
That may be a guidelines thing.
The finale.
If I have 2 more beers, I'll dive off this camera onto this cable.
As it explodes.
Okay.
We ain't got those kind of effects yet.
Sucks you into hell.
We need some Lloyd Kaufman money before we get into that kind of live streaming.
Woo!
Any other things you guys want to talk about for Night Swim before we rate it and get on out for the week? Or do you guys would you guys prefer if we just streamed from now until the next time we stream? I'm not against it. Especially help me fight it.
No, it's too late for you.
At some point,
It's over.
at some point, we
It
are
wins.
now ready to have a show where we talk for at least 4 hours without mentioning the movie.
I think it's
we can do it.
I don't think that's fair
We
to
can do
Jeff because me and you have had 5 or 6 years of picking movies and talking about them. So it's going to have to be mine or your pick. We can't do that to Jeff. Not yet anyway.
Yep, that is
We're just
that is
teasing it down.
absolutely fine.
This is lore. This is a lore episode.
This is lore.
But let's get to our overalls and just go down the line. Dave, Jeff, Chris. Dave, what's your overall?
Oh my gosh, as much as I think about this, I did not think about this week, like where I'm going to rate this. This is I won't go so far to say this is a bad movie. It's really not. It's just kind of average, which might be worse than a bad movie. A bad movie can be entertaining to pick apart. There's just not much here to be uh, positive or negative about. It's got some vibes. It definitely has some vibes sometimes. I watched it twice. We watched it once just a couple days before Jeff made this his pick, and I watched it once over 2 days since then. And even watching it twice in less than 10 days, my notes are Big Lots, Captain America, and the writer Bryce McGuire also wrote Baghead. And that's it. That's my fucking notes. So there's just not much here. So this might be my This is pretty low. This is shortcut with production values. I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna say 5. Chris, that is on you because this is Jeff's pick. He goes last.
Oh. Will.
We're making that
Uh,
concrete now. You're right,
There we
Tim.
go.
We're
Yeah.
making that concrete now.
No cap. No cap. Straight bussin'. Chris, give us your rating and throw a little Riz on it.
I'm just saying, we need to make that concrete now. We'll always start with the furthermost that way. But whoever picked it will go last. I feel like we try to do that, and then I get drunk and forget. Don't unfollow, Tim. This is bullshit. And you know it's bullshit, so don't make me throw technical difficulties again.
I don't unfollow you. I follow you. You're canceled, Tim.
I feel like Tim's trying to cancel me. Help me fight it.
He's young people love the cancel culture. Love the cancel culture.
That's my new thing. I'm just gonna, whenever I want to just drink a bunch on a horror house night, I'm just gonna be like, help me fight it. Oh no, I gotta open another one.
I'm 35 boomer.
But my overall, there is some fun. I thought there's some horror ideas that don't quite get to where I think they could have went if it was written a little different. The Marco Polo scene, I will forever think is failed potential. It was that close to a genius horror scene. Like one of those scenes that is like remembered decades past into the future, and it's just like you were almost there. You, if nothing else, like the entire rest of the movie could have been great or trash. That Marco Polo scene, I will stand by forever. Could have been like one of those, like the doors opening in Dawn of the Dead to reveal Flyboy's a zombie, or I mean in any number of things, and they just didn't get it there, and it's disappointing more than anything, because there are great ideas in this movie that just they didn't boil it down to what it should have been, which is afraid to get into the pool. I think get the kids, get them afraid to get in the pool. There's your movie.
Right.
But Bryce McGuire, like I don't know that writing is his bag. Maybe it is. Maybe it just wasn't refined enough to get it there. But and also I'm not sure who the cinematographer of this was. But I think the movie looks good. Especially there's those scenes where there's like that kind of like facing in and like underwater, but like still not quite underwater. You like what do you call that? Like half something, whatever.
I feel like that's
help me fight it.
That's a tough camera angle to nail. And I thought they did okay most of the time.
It's shot competently and well, I think. But at the end, I feel like it needs to be refined more and thought about more, and like these things, like focus on the kids, focus on not getting into the pool. Make us scared to get into the pool, like we're scared of the shark in Jaws. Exactly. And
is it just too long?
It is.
Does it lose focus because it's too long?
It maybe would have worked better in this kind of iteration as a like anthology story more than like a regular movie. But I feel like there's a regular movie you could have had there, and that just goes back to my main thing. I think you need to focus on the kids, not the parents, and you'd save so much money without White Russell. No offense, White Russell, don't come after me. I'm just saying. And I had to really think about this because I'm like, am I going to rate this higher than Last Night in Soho? And no, I'm not. 3 out of 10. which
3. Oh my
I had to rate it lower than Last Night in Soho because I think at the end of the day, I liked Last Night in Soho a little bit more than this. And
That makes no sense. If you liked Soho better, Soho should be higher.
But he
I
rated it low, so now he has to go lower than that.
I'm saying I gave it a 3.5. I gave this a 3.
Oh, so you had to go lower. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It's the alcohol drinking. It's the alcohol
Help
talking.
me.
Yeah, sorry. I do have an NFL update before we're done.
Okay, let's get to Jeff's overall. The man with the pick, the man with the plan, the
Like,
man.
the beginning was so good, I felt like, you get that sense of, like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?" The little, you know, toy, boat pops up and starts putting around the pool, and she's like, "I wanna get this for you, brother," and she goes into the pool, falls in, trying to get this toy, and, you're just, like, constantly being grabbed at, something's you see, like, on the behind her, you see on the diving board and stuff, you see, like, ghosts kinda pop up, and it's really got that whole good element, and then after that, it just really goes too long, it just loses all that, and it has those elements,
Yeah,
like the whole Marco Polo thing, and,
yeah.
where it has those elements, at the end where she's going after her son who gets dragged in the pool, they keep pulling up the whole, um pool covers are dragging people down under, and so, like, then
Maybe
also
it's
she
time
goes
to
into
get a
this
new pool cover.
right.
Your dude was in the fucking MLB and you can't get a pool cover? Cry me a river.
He falls in, when it's dirty and he gets caught in it, and then,
Yeah,
the son gets trapped by it. Then all of a sudden he gets pulled to a portal to hell or somewhere.
something.
It She goes all the way to the bottom of the pool, goes to this mystic portal that apparently is there that was never shown before.
Yeah, the
I thought maybe it was
CGI and that was.
where it was like you saw like the dead people like uh where the water goes in the water trap, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's back there maybe. And it's like, oh no, it's not. It's just wherever, it just keeps popping up different places and it's just like it had so much potential. It hit all the marks, it felt like, but it didn't click at all.
So, what would you rate this beast out of
I
10?
mean,
How you feel?
out of 10, I felt like the story was good. So, I mean, I feel like it's at least a 5, but
Gonna go 5?
yeah, horror-wise, it just didn't click. It's like, okay, well, there's all these elements, but nothing meshed
Yeah.
together. Like, maybe, like, you're right, maybe if it was shorter, it would've just gone right through.
Yeah. Missed potential. I
That
think
gives
Dave's
us,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it on the noggin.
yeah.
that gives us an
Oh no,
average
my
score.
potential.
Find it, Chris. Find it.
I can't.
That gives us an average
Oh
potential
no.
or an average score of 4.3. This potential, good as an anthology, needs to be shorter, but a decent premise. Like it could have been
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
A pool at night
Yeah.
can be very scary.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean, this is our closest. I think our closest range. It's not our highest score, but our closest
Right.
range so far this season. So there's that.
Felt like the
I think
tagline on the
Chris,
on the art was more like you said, like Jaws, like, "Oh,
Everything
be
you
afraid to get
fear is under the
invisible."
surface.
Yeah.
the image is very evocative of Jaws with the feet under the
Yes.
water, and
Yeah, I
so
have.
um,
I wish I could have played the trailer for everybody tonight.
But it's
Universal,
universal.
yeah, old Uncle Universal was like, people can't be having that kind of fun. Not on these kind of times.
no
So
fun in my world.
I'm just gonna do the poster art from now on. Occasionally, maybe we'll do some other still images, which I agree. That's lame.
Maybe if you played the trailer in shorter clips, like just paid 15, 30 seconds of it, or something else, come back.
If a guy from
But that's a
Universal
lot.
wants to come and click my mouse to when his time is enough, then he is welcome to. But I'm gonna spit in his face as much as I can, accidentally. Oh no!
So everything
I'm
Universal, they
sorry.
just don't give time to.
Yeah.
Everything else, we'll just show everything
There's
else.
so many like if you watch a reaction streamer, which I don't even hate reaction streamers, right? I think they serve their purpose, and it's fun to look at for me to like see people's reaction, just like a movie you like, and then they're reacting in some kind of manner that is pleasing to your brain, and you're like, oh yeah, I knew because I know that movie. It makes sense. But like they have to like speed up the audio or like pitch the audio up or down and all this fucking bullshit, and like obviously cut it into clips. But like, I mean, we're showing a trailer, bro. Can we not show a fucking trailer this day and age without YouTube being like, no?
And it's
Well, don't
muted
they
usually.
want the trailer
Yeah.
shown?
No,
The
Universal.
question is, don't they want the trailer shown as
Yeah,
much as possible? Isn't the
you would
trailer
think.
supposed to be the advertisement?
Yeah.
Like, I'm giving you free commercial fucking space.
I dispute. It was last night in Soho. If you guys aren't up, we showed Studio 666 trailer. We showed Dr. Fibes. And then that one clearly was not on the we'll let them show it list. So whatever. So now I'm apprehensive to show a trailer during the broadcast because that's just
Oh, yeah.
not
Wait,
The
Dr.
world,
Fibes
the
already on
rabble will
YouTube
never,
as is.
yeah.
rabble will never know that we all rated Last Night in Soho as a 9.5
No,
universally. So,
the episode's up. I just had to cut.
fuck!
I had to
I've
cut.
been foiled.
I had to cut 3 minutes from it because of the copyright claim.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Dave, I'm so sorry. It's in the video description on YouTube.
Yeah.
But when you were
I wouldn't say it
describing
was,
describing the plot,
but
I really should either listen to or watch our own shit, but I don't.
we're great,
So I'm
man.
sorry.
I've been telling you for years we're great. I watch us and YouTube deletes the views because I like us too much. This is true. This is unfortunately true. But we did it. We did it again. Almost 2 hours. So.
NFL draft update. NFL draft
Oh
update
yes,
for
yes,
our
yes,
fans
yes. Oh no, help
in
me.
at the number 15 pick, the Colts have selected
The Bulls?
edge rusher. The Colts have
Oh, okay.
selected edge rusher out of UCLA, Latu, who was
Nick Tate.
injured and may not even be ready for week 1. But he's, I don't know. We'll see. I think the Colts needed a wide receiver more than an edge rusher.
Mr. Tim Happens is also known as the
Oh,
edge
Tim
rusher.
is known as the edge rusher as
I've
well.
known that.
Yeah,
I've known that
okay.
for several weeks, years, months, days, decades.
Okay.
All applies.
Hey, I feel like every time Chris wants to say that help me and starts drinking, he should play the clip from The Fly, the original Fly, not Cronenberg. Where you just hear,
Be
"Help
afraid.
me!
Be
Help
very
me!"
afraid.
Just play
You're
that
just
clip.
used to the flesh. The strict great rules of the flesh. I'm gonna drown. I'm doing this with a fucking natural light, like the $17 for 50 beers. Whatever. YouTube may bitch at me for being like excessive drinking. You may die. I'm gonna be like, that's on me.
It's
light.
at least I'll die happy.
Yeah. I mean, there's our ratings. I gave it a 3. Dave and Jeff both. I feel like you guys are really close with your ratings so far.
We're a little bit in sync. We got it.
And I'm
We got
very
it.
much like, you guys are the high boys, and I'm like, man, movies suck. So,
Join
Dave,
in the fun, Chris. Come on, join in the fun.
I'm trying. Anybody watching? Here's our Discord. If you want to join, it's available. I just had to burp real bad and move the camera away. That's not a camera.
Oh, spoiler.
We shall see. For Chris, it's probably not.
Castlevania's 10.
Dave, tell
Oh,
Tim the
yeah.
rule. Tell Tim the horror house rule. If there is a
Whatever
rule.
the actual score of a movie is, subtract 3, and that's where Chris is.
At least 3.
It is good though. It is good.
Okay, we're
Now
gonna
can I
watch it.
okay, question. Can I play Castlevania while I watch this? Or is that like, nah. Like I gotta give it my complete attention.
Yeah, give it your complete attention.
Aw.
You can play it after.
Does it follow? For me and Chris, who haven't watched it yet, does it follow the game lore? Is it true to the game lore? Is there a actual cohesive game lore? I don't even know if a cohesive game lore exists.
I have no idea.
I'll show you Game Lord real quick if I can do this. Hold on. Sorry, Lloyd. Sorry, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Blue card.
A bat. Another bat. That hit my leg. Shit. A sarcophagi. Ow. A coffin. A bat.
Candelabra.
Is the show like
With
this,
that
or am I
candle,
just
Chris.
injuring myself for no reason? Help me.
It's got a lot of elements like that, though.
A skeleton. A skeleton
What
throwing parts
story?
of his body.
Not a nunchuck.
I didn't think I'd be
Or
on
the
Twitch
holy
ever
water.
acting out Castlevania, so that's
Oh yeah.
a new life goal that I have accomplished. Like, it's like when you get an achievement in a game and you weren't even after it and didn't know it existed, and you're like, oh, nailed it. When he gets the whip, Belmont gets so badass. I don't think he gets it until episode 4, though. I got it fucking episode right now. It's Lloyd
This a
Kaufman's,
prequel?
but I'm using it.
This
First
a prequel
episode's
to
really
a
all
Castlevania
about
game?
like the
Ow.
the vampire and everything, and then he gets into Belmont.
Is he? Okay, one last question for Jeff and Tim, who have seen this show. Is he an apprentice BDSM master until episode 4 when he gets his whip?
He's a drunk.
Oh, well, he fits right in on the show.
Oh no, help me and Simon
you find
Belmont.
in the tavern, and it's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Am I going to have to mark something self-harm because I hit myself with a fucking USB cable, do you think?
Right.
I think that about does it, though. Or we'll keep going on forever, and I'm going to have to find out bigger gags to do with the USB cable, which I'm not prepared to do. But before we leave, that's been Dave. That's been Jeff. I've been Chris. Let's get
I'm
this.
so drunk I lost my extra ice.
I thought you was
I
going to
have a
lose your
whole-
glasses.
It's already
I have a
melted.
whole glass. A whole glass of ice somewhere. Ah!
The puddle on the floor. We can't go on.
Here's our social medias. The Twitters, the Slashers, the emails. If you want to hit any of them up, tell us what you want us to watch, talk about. Doesn't matter. Well, I'll reply to you. Doesn't matter. And we'll do that. But until then, until next Thursday, Dave, what are we talking about next Thursday? Tracking's getting a little sketchy. Adjust your VHS
Oh
players.
yeah, we're going analog. Okay.
Dave's been analog
take a
all
drink,
night. My leg really hurts, by the way. I don't know what I may be a good whip cracker and not know it. Is that like the achievements?
You might be.
Dave, do we know what you want to talk about?
I do know. So next week This is a Stella Duvant special. We are talking about Ready or Not.
Freddy, what?
Ready or Not.
Oh,
This is one of
I think that's
Stella's
Ready or Not.
go-to. Ready or Not. That's the name of the movie. It's
All
one
right,
of
ready or
Stella's
not?
go-to fall asleep late at night movies. It's pretty good. I like it. I really like this. This is I might not like it as much as Stella likes it.
Well, there you go.
Stella would probably say it's 10.
Next week is Ready or Not. The week after will be
Ready or Not,
Castlevania.
starring the lovely Mara Weaving.
Whoever that guy is. We'll see you next time, everybody.